Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie, I am the Introverted Reader, and today's video, as you can see, I have a pile of books on my knee here. We're wrapping up the month of March. I read 8 books in the month of March, which is quite impressive for me. Like usually I would read maybe about 6, possibly 7 books at the most, but March was a very productive reading month for me. However, we did sadly have one DNF, which you might have seen when I lifted up the pile to show you. So I think I'm just gonna get the DNF over and done with. We'll just talk about the book that I DNF'd first. Put these down here. And let me talk about the book that I DNF'd first. Get the bad news out of the way. I DNF'd Children of Anguish and Anarchy. I know. This one deeply hurts me. Deeply in my soul. For multiple reasons. 1, it was boring. And 2, it just wasn't enjoyable. And reading is meant to be an enjoyable thing. This was not an enjoyable experience. And look how short this is, okay? It looks relatively long, okay? It is just under 400. It is 349 pages. I got over halfway through. I had maybe, 200 maybe-ish pages left. Nothing looked like it was being resolved. Nothing was happening. And I was really scared because I was like, she's just going to rush the ending now. And I understand, the movies for these books are being made as we speak. And I'm so happy for Tomi Adeyemi. But this, I got really worried she was going to pull a Veronica Roth on me. Y'all remember the ending of Allegiant? If you know, you know. I got really worried and scared that she was going to pull that sort of ending on me, and I didn't want to be a part of it. And yeah, the ratings for this on Goodreads aren't good. The reviews for this on Goodreads aren't good. For those of you that actually finished it, how did you feel overall for this as a conclusion? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, there's that. That hurt my soul. Anyway, let's get on with the books that I actually did read and actually somewhat enjoyed. Well, actually, the first book that I fully completed in its entirety and really loved was Iron Widow by Xiran J. Zhao. Now, this was a reread for me because Heavenly Tyrant is out in the world right now. I've just about started that. I'm only on chapter 4, but it's happening. This is a science fiction story with some sort little bits of historical fiction in there because Xiran has mentioned that they mastered their main character, this lovely lady right in the front, after China's first and only female empress or emperor. I guess that would be a bit more respectful to her. And it's set in a world where the only elite, mostly the men, pilot these things called chrysalises. And women are brought in as well. But the thing is, women are basically only brought in to be concubine pilots. And our main character's sister was a concubine pilot and she died. Because basically when they're in the chrysalis, the man basically drains the woman of all of her life force and kills her, essentially. Just basically uses her for that. And our main character goes in after the death of her sister to slay the man that did that to her sister. So that is the basis of this whole thing. There's a whole lot more to it than that. But that is it in its basic form. But I would thoroughly encourage everybody to read this. It's amazing. It's just so wonderful. I love Xiran's writing. The audiobook for this, get the audiobook for it. It's amazing. I believe I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. And yeah, we love it. I love it. And of course, I read the next novella in this bad boy, Ghosts of the Shadow Market. It is just a collection of short stories set within the Shadowhunter world, following this guy on the front, Brother Zachariah. I can't really tell you much more than that because it would pretty much spoil a lot, because, you know, everything within the Shadowhunter Chronicles is all connected. But y'all know me. The Shadowhunter world has been in my life since I was 17 years old, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So it's like a comfort world for me, if I'm being honest with you. I just love going back to it. So I finished that one, and it was called, hold on, let me tell you the title of the story that I read. It's called Learn About Loss. And if I'm being honest, that one got me in my feelings. There's one thing Cassandra Clare can do, it's get you in your feels, definitely. But this is going to be, and obviously I've been showing this in some TBRs and some wrap-ups as of late, but I'm making my way through this, reading one story every month, and it's going great. I'm loving it. I'm loving life. So I'll set that to the side, because I'm going to be reading the next one in April. The March Introverted Reader Book Club pick for the month was Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan. Look at this gorgeousness. Look at that sprayed edge. I have a whole review for this on my channel if you want to go and watch it. But in short, not my favorite Sue Lynn Tan book. The plot didn't go the way I assumed it would go, or the way I would have liked it to go. But then again, I'm not the author. I don't really have the right. But still, it's a beautiful book. I love Sue Lynn Tan's writing, and there was a lot of it that I did enjoy. But go watch my review if you want like the full tea on that. But overall, I gave this 3 stars. So there's that. The next book that I read was Destiny of Dragons by TJ Klune. This is book 2 in the Lightning Struck Heart series. I meant to read this in February, but it never happened, so I just read it in March instead. It's a story about a boy called Sam of Wilds, and he is apprenticed to the wizard. He is in training to become the next king's wizard. And just all about him and all of his hijinks. And it's gay, right? This is not for the youngins, okay? This is very gay. There's a lot of sexual content in here. There's a lot of bad words and things and whatever. But yeah, I read this series for the first time in 2020 when we were all, you know, trapped indoors. And I love this series. I do. It's super funny. It's super whimsy. It's warm and just like wholesome. Like, I've said this before, but if there's one thing that TJ Klune does really well in all his books, it's find family. It's like your family doesn't necessarily have to be biologically related to you. It's the people that you choose to have around you and that lift you up and love you no matter what. And I love that. I love that about him. And again, hilarious. Like, you'll find yourself laughing your head off all the way through this series. So I believe 4 stars I gave this one, maybe a 4.5. So there's that. And then I read Oron High School Host Club, Volume 7. This is the last physical copy that I own of these volumes. So from now on, I will be reading them on my Kindle. But yeah, I read this and I love this anime. It's my favorite anime ever. Well, one of my favorite. Well, actually, is it my favorite one ever? Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because it's one that I've definitely gone back to as like a comfort watch. So yeah, it's really sweet. It's really wholesome. And yes, I would recommend any of you anime lovers, or if you want to get into anime and you're not sure where to start, I would honestly start with this one because it's nice and simple to follow. There's not a huge amount of drama. It's just really sweet and funny, you know, and you'll fall in love with the characters. Like, even if the plot isn't all that there, the characters will do it for you. But anyway, love this. Give it 4 stars. I read 2 books on my Kindle as well. I read Feybound by Sarah El Arafi. I have a full video discussion about that book on my channel if you want to go and watch it. It's on there. And I also read on my Kindle Sunrise on the Reaping by Miss Suzanne Collins. Oh, there will be a video about that coming out this weekend, so make sure you are subscribed for that. I have things to say. I mean, I mean, my video might just be me gushing over the book and the emotional trauma that I suffered reading it. Like, I had it read in 2 days. 2 days. Started it on a Sunday and then finished it like on like a Monday afternoon and sat on my bed and wrapped up in my blanket and contemplated life. So there's that. So I will make a full video discussion about Sunrise on the Reaping at the weekend. So subscribe for that. And the very last book that I read in the month of March, I wasn't planning on finishing this. Like, this was actually in my TBR for April, but I ended up finishing it, and it was War of Two Queens by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is book 4 in the From Blood and Ash series. And again, had no plans to finish this in the month of March, but it happened and I did. And I'm loving my time reading this. I'm having so much fun. I'm going to be reading book 5 for the first time. And honestly, I can't remember if I had read this one but previously before, whether this was a reread or not. It might have been a reread. I genuinely can't remember. The years are blurring together. But I will say this maybe... I mean, it was still really, really good, but there was a certain trope used in here that I don't personally very much like. If you've read it, you might get what I'm getting at. Well, actually, I don't think it's a spoiler to say. Is it? Well, okay, it's basically just having your two loves separated for quite a bit. And I thought they were going to get back together a lot sooner, but, you know, it took a long time for that to happen. And after a while, you get bored of that, don't you? So, I mean, the ending, great. Loved it. I'm super excited to carry on into book 5. And I believe book 6 in the series is coming out in the summer of this year, if I'm not mistaken. I will have to look into that and Google it and make sure I get my dates right. But yeah, love this. And I gave this one 4 stars as well. So, oh yeah, Sunrise on the Reaping, I gave 5. And I think, did I give Feybound 5 stars or 4? I think I gave it 4. But anyway, I have full video discussion about Feybound if you want to go and watch that. And my video for Sunrise will be coming out at the weekend. So like I said, make sure you are subscribed for that. So 8 books read, 8 books read and 1 DNF, which I don't even really want to look at it anymore because it's hurting my feelings. But anyway, let me know how your month of March went. Let me know if you discovered any new favorites. Did you sadly have DNF a book? Let me know what it was and why and whatever. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell. Leave a like so the algorithm knows you like me. And my socials are in the description box as always. Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok as well. So yeah, that is it for me today. I'm gonna stop talking. It is very warm today. By Northern Ireland standards, it's very warm today. So I'll let you go. Bye.